Hey friends, President Biden has a new blueprint for legal immigration and a new budget for immigration. I'm going to talk about those two issues in this live session. If you're out there on this Memorial Day, happy Memorial Day, and join me, chime in, and share this live session with your feed if you're watching me live on Facebook. And as you're coming on, just say hello. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer. For those of you who are new to me, through McBean Law, we represent clients all over the United States and in many different countries on very complex immigration matters. So reach out to us at McBeanLaw.com or call the law office. The telephone number is scrolling right here on the screen, and get your appointment in so that we could see how we may help you. All right, now I see that folks are on. So let's get into it, guys. President Biden is making some moves these days around immigration. And there has been a lot of frustration by quite a bit of people because he hasn't really touched what is called legal immigration, right? And so in the blueprint that we're going to talk about shortly, it actually addresses some pathways to speed up the system, to bring people here to the US faster and smoother, and just really focusing on the legal immigration system. So we're going to talk about that. Give me some hearts as you're coming on. But before we dive into his blueprint, I'm going to talk with you about the budget. He has, you may have heard that a couple of days ago, he sent his budget on to Congress, and we're going to talk about the immigration portion of his budget. I'm going to jump on, pull up as usual here, my notes, okay? I just took notes for this one. Guys, putting together these presentations, I sometimes have time to do big presentations. Other times I can just type up some notes. So bear with me here. These are my notes. So on Friday, President Biden released his $6 trillion fiscal year 2022 budget. And this budget is pretty controversial because it actually expands the government in many different ways. But the heart of the budget proposal that President Biden put out there comprises of two components, really. There's the $2 trillion American Jobs Plan, which is his infrastructure plan. And then there's the $1.8 trillion American Families Plan, which seeks to expand or provide free higher education, expands childcare, healthcare, and tax benefits for low-income families. And he tweeted on Friday that he released this budget and that it builds on the progress we've made over the last few months and makes historic investments that will help our nation build back better for decades to come. Now, of course, this budget was not welcomed at all on Capitol Hill by Republicans, but what is in it that will help us with immigration, right? Let's focus in on a few key pieces here of the budget that helps immigration. Firstly, USCIS, the agency that processes immigration applications and petitions. So at USCIS, the budget proposal attempts to add about 1,300 positions, which would be amazing, right? Because more bodies will be available to process your cases faster. And so there's $345 million in this budget proposal to reduce backlogs. And you've heard me talk about backlogs before. The incoming director, if she is confirmed by the Senate, is also very much focused on reducing the backlogs at USCIS. So there's money in the budget for that purpose, and to process up to 125,000 refugee admissions next year. Now, what about immigration court? Let's talk a little bit about immigration court. Under the budget proposal, it would add about 100 new judges, reduce the backlog of 1.2 million pending cases. So again, here we're getting into the backlog issue, and also increase access to legal aid for children and families. Border crisis. The big controversial thing that Biden has done in this proposal is he's completely eliminated the 1.2 billion that for the border wall construction project. So that's gone. And then there's money in there, 3.3 billion, to care for unaccompanied migrant children, provide safety nets, provide more programming and such to help families who are migrating, who are seeking asylum. And then CBP, Customs and Border Protection, would increase or add additional facilities. 660 million is in there for new facilities for CBP's Office of Field Operation. Now that's the budget. What about the blueprint, right? The blueprint, and I'm going to jump back on the screen for just a second here. So the blueprint was obtained by the New York Times. New York Times came out with an article today that highlighted some portions of a 46-page blueprint that it obtained on President Biden's plan for legal immigration. And so this is the article that came out today. And so I'm going to pull some pieces from the article that talks about what this plan is and who it will help. Okay, so this is Biden aims to rebuild and expand legal immigration. Okay, so what's in this blueprint? Well, first of all, it was a document that was written on May 3rd, and it's called DHS Plan to Restore Trust in Our Legal Immigration System. And according to the New York Times, they say that if President Biden gets his way, it will soon be far easier to immigrate to the United States. There will be shorter, simpler forms and applications. And applicants, well, there will be shorter, simpler forms, and applicants will have to jump through fewer security hoops. Foreigners will have better opportunities to join their families and more chances to secure work visas. And according to the article, it also goes on to say that the document offers detailed policy proposals that would help more foreigners move to the United States, including high-skilled workers, trafficking victims, families of Americans living abroad, American Indians born in Canada, refugees, asylum seekers, and farm workers. Immigrants who apply online could pay less in fees and even secure a waiver in an attempt to reduce barriers to immigration. And regulations would be overhauled to encourage full participation by immigrants in our civic life. And so this, we don't have the very specifics on what these policy proposals are that will help these groups of people. This is just a summary that was provided in the New York Times article about who it will actually help. And let's see, what else does the article say in terms of who the blueprint is targeting? Well, firstly, it's also targeting the backlogs in our immigration system, which is tremendous. It would also fast track immigration applications by expanding, guys, get this, virtual interviews and electronic filing, as well as limiting the requests for evidence from applicants. Oh my God, RFEs, requests for evidence or additional evidence, was just such a problem under the Trump administration, and it led to the slowdown of a lot of cases. But under this proposal, the USCIS would limit the number of RFEs that it issues. Also, the blueprint talks about expanding immigration opportunities for LGBTQ refugees and revamp the U visa program for crime victims here in the United States, who, if you're out there and you've applied for the U visa, you know how incredibly long it actually takes to to be approved and to feel secure again. So they're looking at revamping that U visa crime victims program here in the United States. So those are some of the things that the New York Times have talked about that's in this blueprint. Now, what has the Biden administration said with respect to the fact that this blueprint is now out here in the world prematurely, right? I shouldn't be talking about this right now. But guess what? New York Times obtained a draft copy. So according to the Biden administration, they're saying that that it is just a draft. And it's a draft, right? And so they're continuing to talk and develop their plans around how they're going to improve our immigration system for many of you who are out there impacted in a very negative way by how the system is functioning right now. So the Biden administration, they're not committing, right, to whatever has been put out there so far prematurely. They're just saying that, you know, we're talks are still underway, right? What else can they say at this point? But it's going to be very interesting to see some of this get implemented at some point soon. So that's good news. They're thinking along the right way, the right lines, I should say, to improve our system. So guys, I see that. So tell me what you think below about the blueprints. Are you in the blueprint? Did you find yourself in the blueprint? Tell me what you think about it. The backlog issue, I know many of you are impacted by that. And so let's see what you're saying. So it does not even matter. USCIS is backlogged for years. Yeah, they're backlogged for years. But the dollars are coming. The dollars are being put into the budget to address that issue. So we'll see how it works out. Hi there, Ricky. Thanks for watching from New York. Let's see. Rob says, how to improve the immigration system, build the wall, send them home, have them vetoed and processed. Rob, thank you for your opinion. I know that I have people on all sides of the spectrum, all sides of the argument who watch me. Thanks for weighing in. Miriam, DACA. Okay, so yeah, U visa needs to be fixed for sure. I agree with you on that. The U visa process is just crazy. With respect to immigration reform for Dreamers, essential workers, watch my last video, which was just a few days ago. Wasima, watch the last video. I go into a lot of details in that one about what's going on with immigration reform, where things are at right now. All right, so guys, I'm gonna jump off. Be sure to catch me at my next, I just got my cue. I'm only supposed to be on for 10 minutes in this one. But be sure to catch my next live session. I pop up sporadically as my schedule allows me and when there's a breaking news. So thanks so much for being with me. Subscribe to McBean Immigration TV if you have not yet done so, and follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much for being with me on this holiday. I hope you've had a wonderful rest today here. If you're here in the United States celebrating Memorial Day, I hope you had a wonderful rest. Guys, I'll see you in the next one, and thanks so much for being with me. Bye-bye.